so thanks for joining me today. We're going to work on our bedtime stretches, and everything you can do, or everything that we do in this video, is going to be done from the comfort of your bed, your mattress, and we're going to start super easy, super basic. You want to do this routine, if you can, every night right before bed. And we just start with one knee in. And so this stretch is really good. You stretch out that glute right along the hip, and it stretches up into the lower back, your erector spinae. Now you have to use your arms a little for, a little leverage and a little support so you can get that stretch for the hip and glute and your lower back. And then so from here we just switch sides. So we'll release that leg, bring the other leg in, and then you're just bringing that knee towards your ribs on one side. So as I pull my right leg in, I'm pulling towards my right side of my rib cage. Nice and easy release. Now to do the next stretch, we have to start the same way as the last stretch, which is starting by pulling in, bringing that knee in. Now from here, I'm starting with my left leg. So I'm going to bring my left leg over to my right side, using my right hand and right arm. And now my left side, my left arm and left shoulder go down towards the floor, away from my left leg or this whole entire right side. I'm moving everything away from my body. So that left arm is outstretched behind you as you turn to the right. Now the challenge is trying to keep the shoulders down. Now, even though you're in your bed, you can move and position yourself in a way where you can shift that leg a little forward, but still get your shoulder to make contact with the mattress. Or if you're doing it on the floor, same thing. You're still trying to make contact with the floor with that left shoulder, or on that same side for the arm that's outstretched away from you. And you feel that lower back stretch, and you feel it through the glute, the side of the hip, lower back, into the bum a little bit. Now if you try, from this position, if you try to bring the knee in towards you, and then move it back nice and easy, we're just going to go over very gently to the other side. Okay, so now right leg coming in. From right here, right leg moving over to my left side, pulling with my left hand, right arm outstretched to the right, trying to keep that right shoulder down. And then just stretch that lower back. It doesn't matter how far the leg goes. It really doesn't. It's more about the shoulder, both shoulder blades staying down in contact with the mattress. And again, you're just feeling that stretch through the hip, the glute, the lower back. Never forcing the stretch. You're always doing what you can within your own range of motion, not trying to put too much of an emphasis on how far you're going. Just try to feel the stretch, right? And then bring that knee in towards you, nice and easy. Go back to where you started. So now we're going to start with both legs bent. Figure 4. I'm going to cross my left leg, my left ankle, right on top of my right thigh. And so my right foot is in fairly close to my glute, my right glute, right heel, kind of close to the right glute, the right part, or the right side of your hip. Now my right hand is going to pull or grab the ankle. My left hand, my left arm is going to push that leg on that inner thigh. right inside the knee, but a little bit below the knee. So mostly on the thigh. That palm is on your inner thigh, below the knee joint, and then from there you push out. And you should feel it. For me, because I'm on my left leg, I feel it on my left hip, my left glute, my left side. Now there's another way to get into this stretch and make it more advanced. It's very complicated. It's pretty tough. I'm going to show you real quick. So the setup is just picking up right where you are, holding on. You reach behind that thigh. And you can see how one hand just went right through the legs. My left arm went through the legs, and my right arm wrapped around the right side of my thigh. And now I'm holding on behind my hamstrings. And now I'm bringing that thigh in towards me, and I'm actually pulling. Now this requires a lot of strength and upper body strength. If you have it, great. If you can do it, great. But again, it's tough. It's pretty advanced. It's pretty challenging. But if this works for you, this is great. Another alternative. But see, here's the thing. You probably won't have this in your bed. And why would you? Something to prop up the ball. But if you have pillows, you could definitely put like a stack of pillows, get your foot elevated, and that'll intensify the stretch. So if you have your foot propped up on something, and now it lifts everything up and it increases the range of motion and brings your legs in a little closer to you, now you have a little bit more of an advantage, and you can push that leg away and create a bigger range of motion without having to strain and stress by pulling behind the leg. Other side. But again, it's probably not necessary. You don't need to do it. Other side, so now my right leg crossing over, right ankle on top of the left thigh, right leg is bent, right knee, pushing out that right leg with my right arm, right hand. And usually this is enough. You feel that stretch in the hip. And so we're stretching out the glutes as well, the hip, getting a little hip mobility here, and then again, just giving a little release and pressure to that back, to our lower back. So everything we're doing is centered around relieving the tension being applied to the hips from having tight glutes, tight hamstrings, and our hips in general are just tight. They're not really engaged in a whole lot of mobility exercises. So from here, we're almost there. Hamstrings. So one leg comes up, and you're just trying to grab your leg. Now you may grab in different areas. Wherever you grab is wherever you grab, but just try to gently pull your leg towards you. It's okay if your knee bends a little bit, and that's fine. My other leg is bent, and I'm just lightly pulling. And I'm actually grabbing right behind my knee, but I can shift and go up a little higher because I need more range of motion. So if I grab around my calf, some people might be around the thigh, and that's okay. A little bend in the knee is fine, and you want to keep it slightly bent. Right? Don't have it really bent. It's going to take away from the stretch. We end up doing the first stretch we did, which was the knee in, right? Pulling in the knee. It targets a different area, so we want to make sure that leg is almost fully extended, slightly unlocked in the knee, and then pull behind the thigh, maybe behind the calf, maybe a little bit of both, depending on where you're at. You should feel that stretch behind the thigh, the hamstring. This also leads into your glutes, right? So we're just really relieving pressure again to the hips, the glutes, and now the hamstrings. Okay, other leg, these hamstrings, they get tight from sitting. So sitting quite a bit, it's just natural. We sit all the time. And that's okay. Some people sit longer than others, but for the most part, we're sitting a good portion of the day. And so the hamstrings are going to get tight, calves will get a little tight, hips will get tight. And that's okay. And so these nighttime stretches really give you that little low back relief, the hip release, just getting rid of some tension on those hips so you can relax and sleep a little bit more comfortably. Because sometimes when you're stiff and you have back pain, it can disrupt your sleep. Okay, one of my favorites, one of the easiest ones to do, and it's the last one we do. Feet together, legs are bent. So we start legs, feet together, knees bent, and then just let the knees, legs go out to the side, and the bottoms of the feet come together and they're touching. And then from there you just relax. Now this one, I mean, you can just hold and relax for a couple minutes, and then you really feel the release in the inner thighs. Now we don't naturally do this stretch at all. I mean, why would we? It would look weird to just kind of start doing some splits in the middle of the day or in the morning. I mean, if that's your routine and you can do it, great, but not everyone does, and so this is a great way to get some inner thigh, inner hip release. And again, this is the mobility part of it. Yeah, you're getting a little stretch through the groin, the inner thighs, but you really feel the hips really open up. And you can even feel, if you want to, with your fingers, right where the hip flexor is, or if you follow the thighs all the way up to the top, and then you can start to feel where your hips and pelvis are, kind of like where your underwear line would be. In that general area, you can kind of touch around there and explore, and you see, as you dig in with your fingers, it's a little tender, it's a little tight, and those are the muscles that get tight from sitting. The hip flexors, right? So we're a little bit above the growing area, kind of towards the top of the thigh, kind of below the hip bones. And if you just dig in a little bit and apply some light pressure with your fingers, maybe your thumbs, and just kind of work that little area, kind of going back and forth and exploring that area, you get a little release. Again, because the hamstrings will get tight from sitting, the back will get tight from sitting, and these hip flexors definitely get tired and tight from sitting. So that's it. Nice, easy nighttime routine. Hopefully it helps to give you a little low back relief, and you can sleep a little bit more soundly and comfortably. So that's it, guys and girls. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care. Bye.